Guys, welcome back to the channel. Dr. Daniel here, and for the past few months guys have been asking me what's happening with the goat farm. So today I've decided to update you guys on what's happening on the goat farm. Now unfortunately I don't have a drone, my drone got messed, so it's going to be quite difficult for you guys to understand the scale of the farm and the angles and everything, but well, at least I have like previous b-roll, so everything might not be updated in terms of like the upper view, but I'll try to show you guys around. Yeah, so I'll tell you a very brief story of this farm, yeah, where I am. So a while back, maybe 2 or so years ago, I decided that I wanted to start goat farming not so far away from where the poultry farm is. So I decided to move around and things like that. And honestly, it was quite difficult for me to find, like, you know, at that time I wanted about 5 acres altogether that I can use for a goat farm. And through the process, someone introduced me to this place where I am, yeah. Now, when they brought me to this place, the place was so bushy. It was a very huge bush, a very huge bush. And I remember at that time when I decided to buy a section of the land, I bought the land, I paid for, you know, the first section of the land. I think it was probably like maybe 2 acres, the very first point I bought. It was in the middle of nowhere. There was no like direct road access or anything like that. And after some time, I brought my dad over here, and my dad was like, I don't know what happened to my son. Actually, he was wondering what happened to me for me to actually buy land here. He was like, I don't know what happened to my son. How could he buy land here? It doesn't even make sense at all. Yeah, you know, it just didn't make sense to him that I would buy land in this area because the place is so rocky. I mean, just look where I am. Yeah, just look at all the rocks. I mean, it doesn't matter the direction in which you face, all you see is rocks, a lot of rocks all around the hill. Yeah, so many rocks. And the owners of the land had, I would say, really abandoned it. You know, it was mainly bushy shrubs. Yeah, so I have a boundary right here which is not my land, and it was probably closer to that. Now this is actually a bit, you know, like slashed, but it was worse than that. So I can zoom in. You can see the bushes. So there is the rocky area here which has been slashed, and then in the distance you can see the bushes. Yeah, you know, the boundary, it's a bush. So the guys have been, you know, trying to clear the place. You see where all the bushes are, it's also actually rocks, just like you see right here, yeah, where they have cleared. So it was a very bushy wilderness. Oh, the rain has come. Oh my God, the rain has come. Just look in the background. Do you see the sky? Oh, that is rain. So I think the rain is going to catch me here, which is not a very good thing. So I'll have to get back to maybe the car to take refuge, and we'll continue with the video, hopefully after the rain stops. All right, I think we can continue. I think the rain is just a little bit to my side, just a little bit. If you see in the distance, you can actually see rain, yeah? Can you see? You can see rain in the distance. Maybe about 800 meters or so away from me, but right here it's just small tiny drizzles, and you can even see the sun right where I am. I hope it doesn't reach, yeah? So anyway, I just decided that since these guys are not using the land, and honestly, in all truth, I think they didn't value the land as much, I used it as a bargaining chip. Yeah, I used it as a bargaining chip on my side to try and bring the price as down as possible. And honestly, I think they're also desperate for money. So I tried to bring the price as down as possible, and honestly speaking, considering how far and the location of the area, despite the fact that it has rocks, I think I got it at a really good price. Because I think I paid like less than $1,000 per acre. Far less than $1,000 per acre. Maybe $700 per acre, something like that. Maybe a little bit less than that. Yeah, maybe $700 per acre, which was quite good. So initially I got, you know, just a few acres. Now you guys can see the goats coming back. Yeah, I'll show them to you so that we don't miss the moment. Right here, you can see them. Yeah, so they have been grazing, and I mean, they're just bringing them back. Very beautiful. Take a look at that. Don't you love that? So we have both goats and sheep. Yeah, there they are. Such a beautiful, lovely sight. Okay, so they are going to their shed, which we'll move to in a short while. They've just come back from grazing. Anyway, I went on and tried to buy as much of the area as possible, and I can tell you that currently I certainly have more than 15 acres here. It's quite interesting, but it's more than 15 acres, yeah? So I own a very big section of the hill, not the entire hill, but a very big section of the hill. So what I decided to do then was to build a goat farm on the hill, yeah? So I decided to, you know, put up some structures, and let's move there so that I can show you guys what exactly happened. Alright guys, it looks like the rain is still continuing, and if we don't get back to recording, we might just never record because it's getting to about 6 p.m. and if it continues for any longer, it's going to get dark and we just won't get done with the video. We actually had a very beautiful rainbow just outside there. It was so beautiful. I mean, it was just falling below the hill in the valley. Such a beautiful view. Anyway, so after I bought the land, I decided to put up a structure. I think the neighbors, whenever the neighbors saw me like doing stuff here, they kept wondering, they kept thinking in their head, what the hell is this guy going to be doing right here? Because again, like I said, the place looked really barren. Anyway, I put up a structure where the guys do sleep, and then I had a very bad encounter during the same time, yeah? So in the meantime, my dad has maybe 4 or 5 acres somewhere not so far away from here, 10 kilometers or so from here. And those acres have like a forest, a eucalyptus forest, but it has grass on the inside. So I had bought some animals, you know, goats and sheep, and they were living in there. And on this random night, I think a wolf or some random wild animal came and attacked the animals and like beat 5 of the, I think not 5, like 6 of the sheep that I did have, and they died. And it was such a sad moment for me because, I mean, that was a very big step back. But then what I decided to do was to accelerate the construction of this house. So what I did is I built this goat house that you guys are seeing. So it's right at the top of the hill. And in the background, you can see, you know, rocks. So, and you can see, yeah, like, you know, this is the house, but you can see how close the rocks are, and, you know, they are going all the way up, yeah? So the house is on a very steep part of the hill, a bit closer to the hill. Now, because it's raining, I mean, I can't go outside and show you around, but I've done that before in previous videos, so you can probably check out those videos, or I'll just put clips of B-roll on there. And so I moved those few animals that I had at that time, probably about 20 animals also, right here. And slowly by slowly, we've started to increase. So I started to buy, you know, a few more females. I brought in some males, you know, crossbreeds, maybe like 75%, maybe 67%, I don't know, something like that in terms of the purity of the males. And then I bought some females slowly by slowly. So the number is now going up, yeah? I probably have about 50 or so animals, and I'm hoping that I'm going to get it to maybe 150 or 200 females, and then I can utilize that to slowly start growing the number of animals on the farm, yeah? That's going to be the goal for me, to slowly start growing the number of animals on the farm. Another problem that I actually did have, I don't know if I can get out and I'll show it to you guys. So you can see, you know, the gutters right here. This gutter, yeah? So you can see it moving right there, and then it tilts, and then also on this roof, it picks up, and then it moves all the way down until the water tank. Yeah, you guys can see the water tank packed just next to my truck. Yeah, so that's a 10,000 liter capacity water tank that we actually just got recently. Yeah, very recently. And the reason we got it is because water had also become a problem right here. Now, because this place is really hilly, I mean, the elevation is really high, really high. I think it's like over 100 meters. I don't think it's 100 meters, but at least 50 meters, probably more than 50 meters from just the bottom of the hill. Yeah, it's really high. The elevation, it's quite a steep hill. Because of that, getting water here is a problem. So there's like pumped water, where we pump water around the area, but like this point is one of the highest points on the hill. So it meant that getting water became a problem. And so I finally had to buy the tank. And I mean, the tank is quite expensive, yeah? The tank is quite expensive. It's a bit shy of $1,000, but yeah, it's quite expensive. But anyway, I had to sacrifice and, you know, get money to buy the tank so that, you know, I can save myself the water bill. And now that the rains are back, that tank is a 10,000 liter capacity water tank. And what that means is that I'm going to take a really long time before I need to buy water again. So in the past, I would have to pay some people, they bring water in jerry cans and things like that for us to have water here on the farm. But I saved myself that problem, yeah? So that's not a problem that I do have currently. Now, unfortunately, I really wanted to take you guys around so that, you know, you can see the hill and you can see some of the areas, because the biggest problem we had initially was bushes, but we've been able to slash most of the bushes, yeah? We've been able to clear most of the bushes, well, a bit closer, but still further away from, you know, the house that we do have here. We still have a lot of uncleared bush, maybe about, I think we probably only managed to clear about 5 or 6 acres of the bush. So the biggest section, which is about 10 acres, we still haven't cleared. of the bush, and it's quite difficult to clear it because I only have 2 guys who are working here, and they have to clear the bushes. So I mean, I'm probably going to have to pay some people to help me to clear the bushes, but also it doesn't make sense for me to clear the bushes because as soon as I do, the grass is going to grow right back. Yeah, so again, I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. But yeah, it's a very, very beautiful project that I'm having right here. Like I said, the goal is for me to get to maybe 150 or 200 females, and then now I can let them multiply without me having to buy anything. So that maybe every time I get to 400 or 500 females, I sell off some, 400 or 500 females. Maybe every year I can sell off a number, yeah? With 200 females, I think I would have a good number to reproduce. And also, there's a neighbor on the side of this hill, on this side of the hill, that probably owns about 6 or 7 acres. I'm honestly thinking about buying it, yeah? I'm hoping that I'll be able to buy it sometime very soon, and that would be really good, yeah? That would be really good because I would own a very big section of the hill, and that will help me in my endeavors of ensuring that I own the entire hill and I can grow to my numbers of, maybe 500 or 600 goats and sheep on this hill. In the grand scheme of things, honestly, the goats and sheep are a very small percentage of what brings me the money. But the beautiful part of it is that I'm employing people to do the work, so I mean they get to get some money. I also will be able to get some money and also, an alternative source of income. And I enjoy it. I mean, it's beautiful, yeah? So I believe that for the goats and sheep, I'm honestly not doing it for the money, because right now it's just making losses. I'm just investing. And I mean, it will be a while until it really turns profitable, a very long time, quite a long time before it turns profitable. But I know it will, yeah? That point will get there and it will get profitable. Even if it's a few years from now, maybe 2 or 3 years from now, it will be profitable and I'll be making money. And maybe from my very first sale of the goats and sheep, I'll be able to get back all the money. Or maybe from the second one, I should be able to get back all the money, yeah? So tell me what you guys think about this. I know it has been raining, or it's raining. It might be a little bit loud. I mean, not so conducive. Actually, I didn't show you guys what we do have right here. So let me take you guys right inside here and I show you what the house looks like on the inside. Okay, so we just got in. Okay, and you guys can see the inside of the goat house, yeah? So we have the animals that have delivered and kids in this smaller section. Right now we have just a few kids, 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. Just 4, yeah? The others have grown up a little bit. And then we have the biggest number of the animals on the other side. So we have a problem in that since the place is on a very exposed hill, it gets really windy. So we had an iron sheet that, came off at that point. And what that means is that rain falls in and the place gets really wet, yeah? And then also because this side is very open, we also do have rain coming in. Yeah, and it's something that I'm trying to find a solution for, because you can see that this area is dry, but that area over there is wet, and it's not a good thing. The animals don't love being in a wet area, yeah? So I'm going to have to come up with a solution. I already got an iron sheet, so the guys are going to fix this area here and replace the iron sheet. I probably need to put some iron sheeting on the side here to try and cover it up a bit. I've been trying to avoid it because that will reduce on the aeration that we do have on the goat house and the inside. So I'm really hoping, I don't know, I can figure it out, but well, I think I'll be left with no option but to place an iron sheet on the side to ensure that we don't have, rain coming on the inside. But yeah, that's what it looks like on the inside. Again, as you can see, we still have a lot of space. There's space this side, there's a lot of space right there, there's a lot of space right here. So this house can actually still take up quite a number of animals, maybe 150 animals, despite the fact that it looks quite small. Whew. And finally, the rain has ended just before it got dark. And we actually even have a bit of the sun coming down. Yeah, I feel so good because I also had come to the farm and I just wanted to, move around, take a look around, see how much of the guys have slashed, because I haven't been here for over a month. Can you imagine? Yeah, that's the crazy beautiful bit. Yeah, I haven't been here for over a month, but I'm 100% certain that what these guys are actually doing is good, because I mean, that's the advantage that comes with hiring the right people. Yeah, they just do the correct amount of work on the farm. So you can see all this area, all this area has been slashed. All this was bush. Again, you can see the rocks. Meanwhile, goats love rocks. They really love rocks. Yeah, you can see that tree. That tree you can see from really far away on the land, yeah, really, really far away. And I mean, when you see in the distance over there in the hills, when you stand on most of the hills in that direction, you can see this tree, you can see this hill, and and it's very, very beautiful. Yeah, so these are the small tiny paths that the guys usually take when they're going to graze the animal. You can see the sun setting over there in the distance, and I just want to see, you know, over the hill right here, how far the guys have actually managed to slash. Woo! They've actually done quite an amount of work. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of rocks, you know, in the area, but what the guys try to do is to just try to pile them together. Yeah, so you can see, like, for example, this area, it has been piled up, you know, this area. Yeah, so what they try to do is that when they are moving and grazing, they can find areas where they can, you know, stockpile the rocks. You know, as you can see, this area, they have tried to stockpile the rocks. Now, getting rid of all these weeds is really, really difficult. Very difficult, because, I mean, as soon as you slash, when the rains come, like now the rains have come, it just starts growing back. If you guys can see in some of these areas, I don't know if you guys can see, but some of the sticks, some of them are really brown, and we just try to, you know, do some bush burning, hoping that it would clear some of the area. And honestly, the guys have done quite some amount of work. Yeah, all this area is clear. This looks really beautiful. Yeah, but when you look much further away, over there in the distance, that's bush. Yeah, and the land moves much lower beyond that point. Yeah, much lower beyond that point. So I'm praying and hoping that, you know, everything works on our favor. The animals continue to replicate. My neighbors do accept to sell. Yeah, I hope they'll do accept to sell, especially the neighbor who is immediately right next to me. That way I can utilize the land to, you know, expand and do more animals right here. And hopefully I'll be able to clear the other side of the bush a little bit later on, and we'll have a lot of fun. So tell me, guys, what do you think about the project? What do you think about what you've seen right here? I think it's really beautiful. I love it and I enjoy it. Yeah, it's very beautiful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Lots of love. Catch you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.